So to say the least, the way that I look at the moves that NIO is making, like I said, in NIO Power, are with a lot of optimism. If you want to be a part of the conversation before it happens here on YouTube, click that link in the description to join the free Courtside Financial Discord. What's going on, everyone? My name's Obi and welcome back to Courtside Financial. Today we're going to be talking about NIO opening up its first third generation battery swapping station. So yes, that's what we're going to report on today and give our opinion. But before we get into the video, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and make sure you leave a comment down below. All these things really do help out the video and help out the channel, and I try to respond to every comment. So today, next to the Shangri-La Hotel in Haiku, NIO launched its first ever third generation battery swapping station. So with this new third generation battery swapping station, it uses a new 3-position collaborative swapping method, which shortens battery swapping time by 20%, and they were able to also increase service capacity by 30%. IT Home also says that NIO's third generation battery swap stations will begin operating in April, which is in a couple of days. That doesn't necessarily mean next week, but just to give you guys an idea. So the third generation battery swapping station has an ultra fast charging pile, which can deliver between 500 kilowatts, which is already very high, and 660 kilowatts. Between 500 kilowatts and 660 kilowatts at its highest power. So if you think about a 100 kilowatt hour battery, like the battery that sits in the ES7, that's supposed to be able to get around 250 miles worth of range in just 20 minutes. Now for comparison, I believe Tesla's superchargers are going to give the Tesla battery around 200 miles of range in 15 minutes. So this is 250 miles in 20 minutes. A couple new quirks are that the station has now one-handed operation and a 50% weight reduction compared to the second generation swap station. So this new operating mechanism, as I mentioned earlier, shortens the swapping time by 20%. There's now a total of 21 battery compartments. The maximum uses per day per swap station is now 408, and that's a huge increase compared to the second generation of swap stations, which was only 30. The station also uses NVIDIA Orin chips, and the maximum compute power of these stations is 508 tops. Inside all of these stations, NIO has proprietary high performance compute bidirectional liquid cooling. So its efficiency is actually getting closer to 98% now. And its charging and discharging power can now reach 62.5 kilowatts, which are notable and substantial improvements from the second generation of swap stations. Now, earlier, William Li, CEO and chairman of NIO, mentioned that he would like to have an additional 1,000 swap stations deployed in China before the year's end, before the end of 2023. And so with that statement, that would make it so that more than 2,300 battery swapping stations are deployed and operational. About 600 of them are urban battery swapping stations, and deployment will target areas with specific user bases but no battery swapping stations, such as third and fourth tier cities or countries. Currently, there's 400 fast charging stations, which will help the high-speed charging network in 19 cities get set up more quickly. So the bottom line here is that this is a good accomplishment for NIO. Battery swapping is improving more and more every day, and their infrastructure efforts are improving as well. What's more intriguing is that rumors and some NIO employees are suggesting that NIO plans on deploying 10,000 charging piles by the end of this year alone, both nationally and internationally. I think that if you don't believe a company like NIO should be forking up tons of money on charging technology and charging infrastructure, then you don't really invest in a company like NIO. This is basically a part of their core ideology, and it's also one of the reasons that I won't invest in some other competitor. I simply believe that those who are making the investments in charging infrastructure are really creating a significant advantage for themselves in the future. If China wants to be carbon neutral by 2030, that means that there are going to be more competitors coming into the electric vehicle space, and that means that a lot of these ICE vehicles are going to start converting over to electric vehicles. So at the end of the day, what all that really means is that there's going to be more cars on the road that need to be charged. And the way I look at how NIO's doing something like this is really just that they are kind of de-risking the business a lot, right? Because this is a speculative company, and so one thing's for certain, charging infrastructure is going to be needed. So to say the least, the way that I look at the moves that NIO is making, like I said, in NIO Power, are with a lot of optimism. So anyways, that's the story for today. That's going to be it for this video. Make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, leave me a comment down below, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you.